It's like I've had to build trust with my higher self, and my higher self with unconditional love, before we could say take over control, right? It's like that slow step where it is proven to me 1,000,000,000 times over that of course it knows better than me. Of course it can see down the line, right? And so it'll show me in the funniest ways where I think I know. I'm insistent. I'm certain of it. No, I know what I want. I know how it feels. I know. And yet it won't work out. And then it'll prove like, and this is why. And it's like, oh shit, thank you. Oh God, thank you, right? Like, and it's like, yes, little one, yes. And so, you finally get to that point where you're like, oh my God, please override. Always override. And so it's funny, I'm even using those words because that is what happens oftentimes is we can't see and we still attempt to fuss and struggle and fight because we can't see the end zone. And so we think we know what's best. We think whatever. And it's like, no, the universe loves us unconditionally. And when you're ready to let go and release the reins, the places you flow to is beyond, beyond, beyond. And then you're so grateful that you let go. And so I do find it interesting and funny. That's how it works, and that's how it's continued to work and will always continue to work. But even with this AI, all this stuff, to me, we've already experienced this. This is not new news. This is what happened with the iPhone. Same thing. Now it's just magnified, right? But back then, the iPhone was just as big. It's just as much of a worry, just as, of all the possibilities. People get themselves so twisted and hyped up in such a negative way that enough of that fear, enough of that ego, enough of that scare and fright, they can make it come true, and let their ego win, or they can relax and allow and flow into it and enjoy. And there is a fine line, don't get me wrong, right? Like, in that it's really boils down, you can only control yourself. And again, we can barely do that. So it's like, everybody stop attempting to reach so big or so wide when you can't even control your own home, your own mind. And yet they did have to walk us there. They did have to slow step us in because people couldn't go from nothing to everything like that. Now, we caught up quick, but we had to be slow weaned there, right? It was like they knew that we couldn't go. We couldn't go from A to Z. We needed to go from A to 8.2 to 8.3, then to B, right? And then, and then eventually we might have gotten down to M, and they're like, okay, now MNOPQ, right? Like now you can go a little bit faster. But we're just, it's just how we are. But this isn't new news. It's the same old pattern, even though it does feel like yet again another frenzy. That's what it always is a frenzy. Are you going to get swept up in the fear-mongering and the forewarning, in the fright? Because it's always intellectual fright and fear-mongering, right? It's wise and calculated, but what is going to override? What's going to override in you? So it's like, have you set your default setting? Have you raised the bar? Have you elevated? Have you ascended? Have you blah, 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 blah? Is going to much determine your fate, your outcome, your path. Can you change at any point? Yep. Will you? I don't know. Yet to be seen. That is up to you. It's the idea of the original analogy of, you're going to get ice cream. He's taking you to the factory beyond your wildest dreams. You can either kick and scream and fuss and fight, or you can go along for the ride and enjoy the ride. Or, die off on the way. I mean, it's all up to you. You can play it however you want, but the universe will not be controlled by you. You can convince yourself otherwise. Have fun doing so. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.